We're going to study a lesson tonight that is very important because it's dealing with a battle that everybody is facing between good and evil. The lesson tonight is called The Prince of Pride, and it begins dealing with a story. One of the sons of David, his name was Absalom. He was actually the third in line to be king. The Bible tells us that he was very bright and he was very beautiful. He was a handsome man. From the crown of his head to the sole of his foot, the Bible says there was no blemish in him. And eventually, Absalom decided he didn't want to wait for his father to die. He wanted to just take the throne. And so gradually, he began to exalt himself before the people. It says he got a chariot, and he'd ride through the streets with 50 men running before him, and they'd say, "Here comes Prince Absalom." They'd see him with his long flowing hair and his beautiful gilded chariot. And when people came to King David for judgment, he would intercept them. And he'd say, "So what is it you need to talk to the king about?" "Oh, I'm with you. If I was king, I'd take care of you." And he did this, and he'd hug them, and he just won them over through subterfuge. And gradually, the Bible says he stole the hearts of the men of Israel. And the conspiracy got worse and worse until it finally broke off into a battle where David actually had to flee Jerusalem. And his forces engaged with the forces of Absalom. And in this terrible battle, eventually Absalom fled and through the woods, and his soldiers, riding on his mule, he went under the bough of a tree, and his head got stuck in the bough of the tree. Well, at that point, he was pierced through, hanging between heaven and earth. The son of David, now listen, son of David hanging between heaven and earth in a tree. Joab came, pierced his heart, and they stabbed him with 3 javelins. And then David got the terrible news. With Absalom's rebellion, in that picture, we find glimpses of the gospel on both sides. First, you hear about this beautiful creature that rebelled. And we're going to be getting into this in our lesson tonight. It says, what is the name of this rebellious prince in heaven, and why did he rebel? Absalom is a type of a rebellion that took place in heaven. And you can read there in the Bible, in Isaiah 14, verse 12, "How thou art fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning." Now, Lucifer is not a bad name. You've probably heard of something as luminescent. Luz, it means light.